So Luke Frederickson with Midway Village Museum joins us. Welcome, Luke.
Nice to be here as always.
We're going to start by showing a picture from the 1950s, and we'll discuss this photograph when it pops up, because this was an unusual visitor that we had back in 1954. Tell us about this.
Yeah, you know, the saying is a picture's worth 1,000 words, but this picture kind of raised 1,000 questions to me when I first saw it. That is actress Edith Wilson receiving the key to the city of Rockford in 1954. She was portraying the Quaker Oats brand spokesperson, Aunt Jemima, and she's in Rockford to help promote the Rockford Kiwanis Club's first Pancake Day that they did in 1954. And you know, the ritual of giving the key to the city started in the Middle Ages. It was done when cities were walled and they actually had locked gates, and they were given to true, sincere friends of the city that they gave as an honor. But this was more of a publicity stunt. Edith Wilson was flown in from Chicago on a helicopter, and this is the first helicopter that had ever landed in downtown Rockford. She landed on the courthouse lawn, and she spent 4 days in Rockford promoting the Kiwanis Day event. And she toured schools and hospitals and children's centers, and they ended up raising $8,000 to help support the Lincoln Park Boys Club.
Was there any pushback, given the racial divide of those times, of having an actress like Edith in town? Was there any kind of negative or ill will towards her?
Well, I don't think there was any ill will, although this was the beginning of the civil rights era in the mid-50s, the ending of the Jim Crow era. And this mammy stereotype brand image was seen as disrespectful, as a way to portray black people as cheerful servants of white people. And so she was referred to as Aunt Jemima for her whole 4 days here, even though she was a very accomplished jazz and blues singer who performed with Louis Armstrong and had a great career doing that. It was something at the time, you know, in race relations in Rockford in the 50s were definitely evolving. She could not have stayed in the Nelson or the Faust Hotel at that time because black people were not allowed there. There was probably some church leaders from Allen Chapel, or perhaps the Briggs Hotel, where black visitors were allowed to stay at that time. So it does reflect a period in race relations in Rockford, and a brand stereotype is not used anymore. But at the time, she did, you know, help raise a lot of money with the Kiwanis Club for a good cause.
Fascinating insight in that interesting photograph. World War I days.
You bet.
What's going on?
Well, this weekend we have our World War I reenactment at the museum on both days. The weather's going to be great, so we're going to have over 200 reenactors and tours of our trench system and our Camp Grant exhibit open, and there's a whole lot of living history going on. It's a great event to bring the family out, and we're hoping it's very successful.
You got to get Joey back out there in uniform, because he's been in uniform before.
Yeah, we've had a good time with that.
Dress him up. All right, Luke, thank you so much. We'll see you next Thursday.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll have more after a short break.